I wanted to show a video here about a system price book, and I modeled it after bundles that are from a local wholesaler, and this is train bundles here. So they list by tons, they list by the type of the system, and there's heat pumps, 80% furnace, 90% furnace, and then add-ons here. And they use a part number for the bundle itself, which then breaks out into individual components, and then they list the wholesale prices. But I wanted to show how to do a price book that adds in the labor and also is much easier to update than this type of price book, especially when you're dealing with different types of equipment. So let me show you what we have here. And so here's the PDF version of it, and I'm a Bryant dealer, and so each system, like this is 16 SEER heat pumps, it shows the model numbers of the outside, inside, and then the price, and then tonnages, and then here's with a gas heat, here's with high efficiency gas heat. And I was using this price book for a couple years. It's a simple spreadsheet where I put the prices in a formula and then it adds up. But the problem is that it takes a while to update all the prices, because you got to go through. Some of the stuff is copied over, like we have the same AC condensers for two different types of heat systems, but you have to go through, and if you make any typos, you're going to end up with your price, way off. Like here's high efficiency heat pumps. It takes hours to update the price book. It has the labor in it. It's nice looking for the customer. Here's hybrid heat pumps. But what I wanted to show is I made some macros, and I'm making it free available on the internet, where the price book can be updated in a much simpler fashion than updating each individual job. Like here's mini splits, here's multi-zone mini splits. Each zone, you have a price for the head unit, and that includes the labor. More mini splits for Mitsubishi, because Daikin is not available right now. System options. Now this is the simplest. These are just basically just prices that are just fixed prices. And then here's some specialty jobs, which are some condo type jobs. So before to update this price book, you literally have to go through every job. Now what I have is it's automation, where it extracts the model numbers from the entire price book. It sorts them, as you can see here, and then it also sorts them on the actual brand. So when I update the price book, all I have to do is update the actual model numbers, and then here they're sorted or grouped by the actual similar model numbers. So on the internet I could just type 114 CNA, and then it's going to pop up all those model numbers, and I can do a price update in like 20 minutes, and the date is automatically adjusted as whenever the price changes. So there's all my Bryant stuff. Here's Daikin. Also where the supplier is from. There's a plumbing supply for a tankless. More specialty units from a condo supplier. And I can literally update the price book now in minutes rather than hours. So in this video, I'm just giving a brief explanation of how everything works. I set up a separate channel. It's called Robo Service, because I'm doing complete automation software that's all freeware, available to everybody on the internet. If you want to send donations, that's fine. But it's all based on Microsoft Office, which is used by Fortune 500 companies. And so let's give you a brief on how the price book works. So it's a Excel spreadsheet, and it has 3 worksheets in it. We got the bundles worksheet, and that's that PDF which we were seeing there. And then the model numbers are just basically typed in. So if a model number is obsolete, I just change it here on the price book, and the automation software is going to automatically grab the prices on those, and it's going to fill it into the formula here. And then I have an equipment markup, and then any additions that I want to add on to there. So like a 10 kilowatt heater, what's my labor price, and then miscellaneous. And these are just regular cells that have labels on them. So each formula is updated from the model numbers. So the automation software generates an equipment page, and this is all the model numbers that are extracted from the bundles page. So if I run the software, I just double click on refresh, now it's going through and it's extracting all the model numbers. It's looking them for on the list here, and if they don't exist, it's deleting it. It's updating the list. It's not updating the prices. Well, it's not updating the prices from the dealers. I have to enter those myself, but it's way easier entering these prices rather than entering it in the price book itself. And then in the price book, it also shows the date. So here's a date, and it's the average of all the model number dates. So I can see this on my cell phone, how old my prices are on there. And then there's one more worksheet, which is just basically constants, on it. And so constants, things like, what's my markup? My sales tax here is 6%, and then I have another 6% just to cover missing price changes. And then labor, I just do fixed 4,000. These are all fixed prices that are added to it. Different jobs will have different labor. You could do whatever you want. If you want to do hourly, $200 an hour times 20 hours, give you your rate there. And this is just a plain old spreadsheet. The automation software is designed to work with any spreadsheet where it looks for model numbers, which are a combination of letters and numbers, and then it looks for an equation to the right of them that has this word equip in it, equip in a parenthesis and a times. So however many model numbers are there, like if I add another model, like say T-stat 1, so if I added a third model number there, and if I run the software, it's going to automatically find that model number, and it's going to put it in my equipment worksheet. And it's saying it doesn't have a price, which I would expect. And so I could put the price there of say $100. And notice it added the date, which was today's date, and let's say I'm getting that from Bryant also. So now if I refresh again, it'll update the price of that job by $100. So it added in, the $100 there. I don't need that because thermostat, I have that in my miscellaneous expenses. Now if I run it again, since I don't have any reference to that T-stat part number, it's going to disappear from my equipment. It's double checking both ways. It's checking that all the model numbers are in the equipment, and all the equipment model numbers are in the bundle sheet. And if a formula is missing, it's going to tell you that that formula is not there. Like say I don't have the word equip spelled correctly, and then if I run that, it's basically going to say that it's finding model numbers that don't have a formula for it. So it makes it pretty foolproof. So cell H13 has model numbers but no equipment. And now it's saying I could ignore these model numbers, but I don't want to do that. Sometimes you might have some numbers you want to ignore. So let's fix that. Missing the I. Run that again. But as I was saying, I'm making the software free. anybody that wants to use it. Putting this in a Dropbox location, you can grab this price book. Don't use my company name, please. Edit it yourself. I have a full video on how to edit the price book to make it for your company. It's simple Excel editing. It does help if you're familiar with Excel. I explain though step by step how to merge cells, for example. That's more of a Microsoft thing. You know, it's a Microsoft Office. Excel is a business standard that half the businesses of the world use Excel, the other half are going to use Google, but I'm tailoring everything for Microsoft products. When the Excel file is saved, it automatically generates both of those PDFs, the equipment PDF and the bundles PDF. So you can see right here the update is right now, and you can see this on your phone. You can also send it to a customer. I'll typically do a screenshot. Well, I'll circle the job where it's appropriate. So I'll show you right now when I submit it to a customer, and I just use Paint. I'll typically just do a screenshot, send a screenshot to a customer. So right there, I'll do print screen. I'll go to Paint, Control V, and I'll typically circle it in red. I'll choose a thin line. So if I'm sending a customer an estimate for a 3-ton, it's right there, and then I'll copy that, Control C, and then I'll send that in an email. And so the customer sees the price book, or I could do the whole page, because at the bottom of the page it shows, you know, what the job is about. But typically the job includes all parts and labor. And if there's anything extra on the job, I'll just explain it in the email, and then I'll label it. But it makes for a very organized price book and with different options. And especially on the higher end stuff where it's expensive, it's important to keep the prices up to date. Like if you want to do heat pumps with the hyperheat, which do full capacity down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, they're pretty pricey, but there's actually a 2-ton golden unit with 13 HSPF, that's 13 BTUs per watt. That's the same efficiency as geothermal there. So if you want to see more, click on the link in the description. You can download the price book for yourself. Also, you can go to my other channel, which is RoboService, where I'm putting videos on how to edit the price book. And also I have a flat rate pricing also. I have both of those available now. Eventually I'll put my full business automation software online, which is some very nice stuff. I hope you like watching the video. Thanks for watching.